Now, the SA cost of living, ladies and gents, came out about 7.5%, which was an improvement from the cost of living we had been witnessing in the previous 3 months, because as seen on the screen, notice that for the month of August, we saw the cost of living peaking, or the CPI figures coming out 7.8%, which obviously was the highest figure we've received or we've seen recently at the current economic conditions, which is something that obviously hurt or meant that things are becoming more and more expensive for consumers, which is something that is not good at all. Now, with the cost of living, you'll know that the fact that we've been seeing this on an increase, it also meant, or it has been sort of like being the main driver that has been driving the Reserve Bank to increase interest rates. We've been seeing interest rates locally surging or rising due to this cost of living. But one of the things that you must be aware, or one of the things that of course most of you already know by now, is that this problem of high inflation is not a problem that we are facing here in South Africa, but this is a problem that we've been seeing in most of the countries worldwide. I mean, in the US, inflation there, it's still very high, and the Federal Reserve there has also been increasing interest rates, trying to curb this, of course, inflation. So same here in South Africa, we've been seeing obviously the central bank or the Reserve Bank increasing interest rates with the aim to try to, of course, bring the inflation or the cost of living down. Now, ladies and gents, this week, ladies and gents, we'll be getting the cost of living or the CPI figures for the month of October, which, as seen on the screen, analysts are expecting those numbers to come at around 7.4%, which will be an improvement or a fall from the 7.5% we saw for the month of September, which will be actually pretty good. Now, this is something that obviously, this is what the central bank want. They want to keep, of course, the inflation at, of course, a low. As you know, that the maximum that, of course, the central bank is targeting is around 6%. So 6% is what they are targeting to get the cost of living to locally, which is something that it must just make you to see that the fact that we've been seeing it over 6%, it is something that will continue making the central bank, the Reserve Bank, to continue increasing interest rates, which is what we are going to see also this coming week Thursday, as the central bank or the Reserve Bank will be announcing a rate hike in response to the inflation or in response to the cost of living. So on Thursday, ladies and gents, you will notice, or still notice, that analysts are expecting the central bank or Reserve Bank to increase interest rates by around 75 basis points or 0.75%, which, ladies and gents, I personally believe that we can also get to see the central bank or Reserve Bank increasing this interest rate by around 100 basis points or by 1%. And reason being I'm saying this, ladies and gents, is for a fact that if you are to look at the interest rate hikes that the US has, of course, imposed in trying to curb their inflation, ladies and gents, you will notice that they've imposed or the interest rates way more than, of course, us, South Africa. I mean, currently the US has increased their interest rates by around 3.75%, whereas locally our recent increases have been only sitting at 2.75%, which is something that must just show you that it looks like our interest rate hikes are lagging way below the US interest rate hikes, which obviously does this mean that our economy is performing better than the US? Absolutely not. Does this mean that our economy is doing way better than the US? Absolutely not. Then why are we lagging behind the US interest rates? This is one of the main reasons that is showing me, or that makes me want to say that I believe that we can see 100 basis point increase in rate hike this Thursday, because to me it does not really make sense for South Africa to be lagging behind the US in terms of rate hikes, knowing very well that the US economy is way stronger than our economy in terms of doing well, and or in terms of recovering. In terms when you look at inflation, chances are high that it's going to recover way more and much faster than our country's inflation, which is why to me it makes sense that instead of the US having more increases compared to us, I think it should be vice versa, because our economy is weaker than the US. Our economy, of course, in terms of the strength, it's not as strong as the US, which is why I personally believe that we need to be the one coming with more interest rates, looking at our economy or the current economic conditions. I mean, there are so many things that are taking place here, which obviously is harming our economy. Things like load shedding, which is taking place here in South Africa. It's one of the things that is hurting our economy. But in the US, for example, they don't have challenges with load shedding. So in terms of recovery, US will easily recover much quicker, because they are the strongest economy in the world. They are the strongest, I mean, they are in the forefront in terms of looking at the world's economies, which is something that obviously must just make you to see that when there is something, when there's something good that is bound to take or to happen in the economies, chances are it will start happening in the US, because the economy is stronger. So the fact that I'm giving you this scenario, I'm just trying to show you that chances are very high that the central bank or reserve bank might be more aggressive in raising interest rates locally, trying to catch up on the rate hikes that have been taking place in the US, because like I said, we are lagging behind, but yet our economy is way weaker, or it's much weaker than the US economy, which is one of the main reasons I personally believe that obviously we are going to get to see the central bank becoming a bit more aggressive in rising these interest rates. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I'm really looking forward onto these two events that will be taking place locally. I really want to see how the cost of living for the month of October was here in South Africa, and the interest rates, especially that the Reserve Bank will announce. I really want to see the rate that the central bank will announce this Thursday. And of course, this unfortunately is still going to hurt the consumers. It's still going to make you to pay more on the loans that you have with the banks, on your mortgage loan or house loan or home loan or car loans. So we are going to definitely feel the pinch of these rate hikes which are taking place recently. We are definitely, I mean, if you are having a home loan, I'm sure, and you don't have a fixed interest on your home loan, you are definitely, you have seen the adjustment coming in due to these interest rate hikes, and meaning that the more we see more and more rate hikes, is the more you are going to continue seeing increases in the loan repayments you pay for your homes, for your cars, and all the other things like credit cards, which is something that obviously it's not good, I know, for consumers, but the central bank is doing this, trying to slow down or trying to curb the cost of living. Otherwise, with all that, I just thought I should just give you this quick update as to what is it that we can expect in South Africa this week. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the likes button, comment, and subscribe. And once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell so that at least you can get notification from YouTube every time I drop a new content. Otherwise, you already know that this video was just an entertainment video and not a professional financial advice video. I really appreciate it. You can just hit the like button, like I said, if you enjoyed this video. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.